Using Lightroom, I'm going to show you how to create a digital proof sheet, also known as a contact sheet. The purpose of a digital proof sheet is to allow for preview, review, and selection of images before you move into editing or production. Because these assignments are focused on photo montages, a proof sheet lets us see all of the images and elements you are working with. It gives an overview of your raw photography work before you begin editing. We'll be saving the proof sheet as a PDF so it can be included with your digital assignment submission. You'll also need to print it on A4 paper using the print lab on campus. Starting in the library module, you can check this by looking at the top right of the screen. If library is not highlighted, click on it or use the keyboard shortcuts letter E or Command Option 1. Now, at the moment I only have one image selected, so to see all of the images, I'm going to press Escape, and that way I can see all of the images that I want to include on my proof sheet. So make sure you have imported your images into Lightroom and organize them into a folder or a collection. Collections are useful because they keep all of your chosen raw images and elements for each project in one place, even if they are in separate folders. You can choose the images you want to include on your proof sheet, either by clicking on each of them one by one, or what you can also do is press Command A to select all. With mine, I have some of my edited files in here, which I don't want to be included in my proof sheet. So what I've done is I've filtered them using flags just to pick the ones that I do want to be included. So if I click on the flag filter, so it will only show my pics. Once it's showing only my flagged images, I can then press Command A to select all. Now we're ready to move on to the print module. You can do this either by going up to the top right hand of the screen and clicking on print. You can also use the keyboard shortcut Command Option and 6. Now once we are in the print module, this is where we create the proof sheet. In the right hand panel under Layout Style, select Contact Sheet. Under Image Settings, make sure Zoom to Fill is left unchecked. This ensures the whole image shows without any cropping. Rotate to Fit can stay on. Leave Repeat one photo per page and Stroke Border off. Under Layout, this section controls how many images appear per page. If you have many images, you can make the grid larger, so more rows and columns, which will give you smaller images to fit onto the page. If you have fewer images, you can use a smaller grid with fewer rows and columns, which will give you larger images. Now, because I'm Australian, I'm going to change my ruler units to centimeters. Margins, I like to keep as small as possible. At the moment, they are already as small as possible. And now adjust the page grid to suit the number of images you have. For example, you can do 5 by 5, which will show 25 images per page. In my case, I've got 92 images. In my case, I have 92 images shot as 7 bracket exposures. So I'm going to use a 7 by 7 grid, which will spread them over 2 pages. Set cell spacing as small as possible and cell size to as large as possible, which is already done. Make sure that Keep Square is kept off. Under Guides, I prefer a cleaner look without any of the lines and rulers, so I will keep Show Guides unchecked. Under Page Options, I like to keep page numbers checked, so it gives you the correct order of the pages. And then I also like to include photo info and file name so that you can see the file names under each of the images, which is important when you're using the proof sheets for image selections, as this will allow you to directly reference the printed images on the proof sheet with your digital files. And I like to select the smallest font size, so then that way it fits more onto the screen. Now under the print job section, We will leave it set to print to printer, even though we're not printing to a printer. And we can adjust print resolution to 300 ppi. Print sharpening, we can add a little bit of print sharpening, so keep that as low. And then media type, depending what you're printing to, you can either select glossy if you're printing on glossy or semi-pearl, or you can choose matte if you're printing on matte. Once you've finished all those settings, click on printer. Don't click on print because we're not printing. Click on printer. And then from here, at the bottom left of the screen, we want to click on PDF, as we'll be creating a PDF. Now, once this is open, we want to rename, or we want to save it as last name dash first name dash, for this one we're calling it pastiche as it's for the pastiche assignment, dash contact or proof sheet, and this is the first one we're creating. I like to copy that and put it into my title here as well. And then choose where you're going to save it to. Ideally your assignment folder so that it's easy to find. And once you've done that, you can click on save. If you've got a lot of images, it may take a little time to render the proof sheet. Once it's done, your digital proof sheet will be saved and ready for submission and printing. And that's how you create a digital proof sheet in Lightroom.